How's it going, everyone? This is Kenneth Macker over here at ENS Security. We're going to go over some solar options today. You're very familiar with our solar trailers that we have, but now we have some new cost-effective solutions. And a couple of them are going to be power-based as far as if you have local power, and then the other ones are going to be solar-powered. So let's go ahead and let's jump in. Okay, so you might be wondering why an enclosure box? There's a lot of different options that are out there, but the ones from ENS Security are specifically geared towards security cameras. So if you have some PTZs, if you have fixed lens cameras, bullets, turrets, domes, this is going to be the perfect solution for everyone. Starting with the exterior, our enclosure houses and powers devices like up to 4 IP cameras with a 3/4 inch cutout for a junction box. This can be used with a combination of a bullet, turret, or Vanadome camera. You can mount one on each side. Make sure you are using a junction box to avoid drilling into the enclosure box and also to give it a weatherproof seal. Any brand of camera can go on the side here as it has a 3/4 inch punch out because you'll mount the junction box directly to it, and it comes with an accessory specifically for those 3/4 inch junction boxes. We also provide punch outs at the bottom if you need to install up to 2 more IP cameras, making it a total of 6 standard IP cameras. You can also outfit 1 PTZ with an easy to install locking mechanism located at the bottom. Pre-drilled holes for up to 1 IP speaker is recommended, even if you are using a flashing red and blue active deterrent camera, since most installers mount the enclosure box up to 15 to 20 feet and in a noisy location. You want to make sure the alarm can be heard. An antenna waterproof holder is located on the top if you will be using a 4G router. If you have internet at the location, you can always use a wireless bridge, but will need to either mount it on the pole along with the enclosure box or on the wall. Also on the top, as you can see, we've added a handlebar, so this will be easier for a one-man team to be able to install. And we've also included a bracket where you're actually able to hold this up on either well-mounted or on a pole. This enclosure box is made out of a high-grade aluminum, which has reduced the weight by nearly 50% compared to other models, making it an easier installation for a one-man team. The rain guard will keep the water out, and you have multiple ventilation ducts to keep the temperatures down. Now moving over to interior, you will find 2 shelves which provide housing and powers devices like, first off, NVR. It's not always necessary since most cameras have an SD card slot, but if you need continuous recording, you can easily mount one on the inside. There are screws located in the rack to make sure that the recorder stays stable. After that, we do have that 4G router that we can also put on the inside. Remember, we have the antenna holder at the top, so just make sure that you connect the cable directly to the router. Last but not least, we also have a slot for a PoE switch. We do recommend an industrial grade switch. Just make sure you check the operating temperatures for the switch you will actually use. Now let's move over to the AC breaker with DC and AC outputs. First thing that you'll see on the top is going to be a dual 110 volt outlets. So we do have 2 of them right there. Maximum is going to be 600 watts each. Some example of devices that you can connect in there are going to be PoE switches, NVRs, thermal cameras, wireless bridges, 4G routers, and even GPS trackers. That's why we have multiple different outputs. New to this model, we do have built-in alarm inputs and outputs that lets you integrate with, for example, door sensors for the open door detection, LED light strobe control, camera triggered events. So in example, you're actually able to connect this directly to the door, and it will actually turn on the LED light if the door is left open or not. This can also be connected directly to a camera, and if you set up the IVS features on the camera, you can actually control the strobe light at the top. Meaning that, because normally when you have it on, you have a couple different options of always on, as you can see right there. The LED light on, the LED light off, or you can set it up as an alarm on. So for example, if you have human vehicle detection and it detects a human or a vehicle, it will activate the LED lights at the top. So that's brand new on the AIR2000K versus the AIR1000K. Okay, and located at the top, as you can see, there is a fan and this is a temperature controlled cooling fan that activates at 113 degrees Fahrenheit. Each unit comes ready to install with 3/4 inch camera mounting adapters, wall and pole mounting tools, and even Cat6 cable and power connectors. Let's go over each one. So first you have a power outlet, and this is going to be able to power up the enclosure box. You also have Cat6 cabling. You have pigtails to be able to use any of the terminals. You have waterproof seals. You have the rings to be able to mount this on a pole. You have these wall mounts or wall screws. So these will be able to help you out when you're mounting it directly on a wall. You have these fasteners. These are the ones that we're using with the junction box. You have your key, which is necessary. And then you also have this mounting bracket to be able to hang this on a pole, and an assortment of screws.